Yes, people. So today we're talking about how to make your business work. Let's say you're young, whatever age you are, doesn't matter. You started your business and you're like, how do you make sure this don't F up? Or you started a business in the past, it didn't work out, etc. etc. Let's see how to make a business work. First of all, you need to know your target audience, right? You don't want to mess around too much with too much stuff. As soon as you start messing around with too much stuff, it's going to be hectic. Pick your target audience, focus on it. Focus is important, and just smash it. Target audience. You need to make sure you're giving your business cards, etc., to the right people. Otherwise, you're just wasting business cards. If they're not going to be interested, let me give you an example. If I'm trying to market with patterns, when I first started barbering, when I came to Preston, I realised I had to be different to the competition. Not many people were all about the lines and the patterns. It had all gone out of trend. So I thought, you know what, let's bring it back. So I'm not going to go give my business cards to all men. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be interested. They'll be like, fades, what's fades? They'll just ignore it. I focused on people in the clubs, young lads, 18-year-olds, high school kids, and that would then be recommended, blah, blah, blah. And I just focused on young lads. Before you know it, I was busy. Simple as that. You know, you don't want to, if you're making a clothing brand that's really sporty or has certain designs on it, you're not going to go pass your business cards to an old man. You know what I mean? You focus on the right people so you're not wasting time and you're being as efficient as possible with your business cards and your leaflets, etc. Now, when you first start a business, you'll have random thoughts that come to your mind at night time when you're out and about. You have to get on your phone and you have to make sure you write the notes and remember exactly what thoughts you've thought about. Because the good ideas, sometimes good ideas can just be forgotten about or can just not be remembered. So you have to always write your notes down. Another one, notes. Make sure you write everything down. When I have an idea of what video to make, I make sure I note it down. I write everything down. Now with business, a lot of people end up having pride, being a bit angry sometimes and easily emotionally affected. You can't be like that in business. You have to have no pride because you end up having some customers that are really a pain in the arse and hard to deal with. And you've got to just allow it. You've got to stay calm because you want them to come back. Even if you don't want them to come back, you still want their friends to come. Now, if you then react to them in a bad way because you've got pride or whatever it is, they'll tell their friends that, and then the friends will stop coming as well. You have to stay nice all the time, no matter how much someone disrespects you or whatever. Now, obviously, if it's a ridiculous level of affairs, you got to stand your ground. But I'm talking about some minor stuff. Some people actually avoid going into business because they know they won't be able to handle the emotional side of things. They couldn't deal with it. Some people don't have the patience, etc. You've got to have patience and you've got to be understanding. And in business, you always got to think, yeah, the customer's right. You just do. It's important. So, emotion, you have to get it intact. So many times, even when someone doesn't really pay properly, you just got to let the customer go. Don't open their message ever again. You'd rather have someone not pay once than deal with a bad customer for many of weeks and months and then they owe you multiple times. You'd rather find out who you don't like, get rid of the bad apples and cherry pick your customers, but in a nice way. Next thing you know, a few years down the line, all the customers that you have are amazing. So I've done that. Keep note of things. We've talked about that. Talked about target audience. Now, out of work drama, stuff going on outside of your life. Yeah, the people also fuck up with this. They'll let it ruin their day and they'll bring it to work, they'll bring their problems to work, all this stuff like that. I used to have loads of dramas in the evening with, like, you know, if I've got messed about here and there or whatever, some stuff going on in town or whatever. You forget you can't bring that shit to work. You've got to come to work, positive vibes, litty every day, make sure your customers feel comfortable. Coming to work in a mood some days and or maybe just not even turning up and missing days. You can't be doing that in business. End of story. So you cannot be bringing out of work dramas to it. You have to get that intact. Again, it comes into emotion, so I'm not going to write anything down. Now, this is one of the most important things with business. You have to be a likable character for it to last. Someone came up to me and my missus the other day at an event and he was like, an older head, and he was like, your business is going to do well We were at a pub in Rio Green, and he was like, "Your business is going to do very well, 100%. It's been doing well because you're both nice and you're both likable, and it's important. A lot of a lot of my customers in my barbering days would love to come back to me because they just want to see me again. I don't know, they just really fell in love with me, and that's what would have kept them wanting to come for a trim every 2 weeks, want to talk to me, want to chill after I've been back from my holiday, asking me about my holiday, wanting to follow me on Instagram, keeping me on Instagram and Snapchat even after I've retired, still talking, still wanting to buy flowers off me. Just because, I had a customer just order flowers, and he told my missus, obviously because my missus deals with the flowers account. Oh, Adam used to cut my hair, so I thought it'd be nice to come back just to order some flowers for his girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? And then they tip you if they like you. They really tip you, and they'll chuck you the extra fiver, blah blah blah, etc. And they'll keep ordering, and they'll order for their families. If it, like say for example, you've got a clothing brand, they'll recommend it to people because they like you. Do you know what I mean? And that is how you start off being likable. They'll return. Daily content. Now, I realised in my barbering days, when I went a few days without posting a trim, I'd realise it'd go a little bit quiet, I'd see the difference. But if I kept posting trim pics every day, every couple of hours, it'll remind people, like, oh, that's fresh, I need to look fresh again, I'm looking dusty, they'll look in the mirror, they'll be like, ugh, or whatever, or they'll think about whatever product they've got at the moment. Let's say, for example, you're selling phone chargers, and you're constantly posting pictures of chargers. One day someone's going to be like, oh yeah, my charger's a bit dusty at the moment, it's a bit broken, I need to buy it, let me message him, they'll see it, boo boo boo. You can't ever miss a day. If you don't miss a day, you'll never miss a lucky day. So you've got to keep posting, and they'll keep reminding them of what they're missing out on. So, content. And in my case, I saw the difference. As soon as I started posting on Snapchat constantly, I realised I have to always do this and keep on top of it because it's just the non-stop messages. It's the same with the flowers. Sometimes people forget that I've got a florist business, and I was like, right, you know what, I need to constantly keep posting this so people remember in every moment. Keeping cool patience, same again. Emotion, I've spoken about that. Now, asking for criticism. I talk about this in my last Instagram video. It's part of bettering yourself. You have to be someone that can take criticism, and you've got to ask for it so you can constantly better your business and your service. It's a good one to remember. Criticism. Never forget it. When I was in my barbering days, I remember at the start, I've heard of some barbers can't take criticism apparently. I've heard some stories, but don't need to talk about that. When I first started barbering, I put a Snapchat story out and I put, criticise me. I want to know what I'm not doing too well with. I need to, because I want to better myself. I had competition, do you know what I mean? Do you want to get busy or not? Do you want to better yourself or not? Or you got pride? I have no pride, forget that. And I remember one lad who still comes to me to this day for about 6 years, 7 years, he's been coming to me. He goes, you just need to clean up the back of the neck properly. And I'll never forget it. And now I make sure every single client, the hundreds and hundreds of clients I've done, I make sure that it's all clean. Now, make sure you keep a friendship with your clients. That's again, same with being likable. You end up making friendships with them. I don't think I need to go too much into that because it's pretty common sense. But some things aren't common sense for some people. Discipline, timing. That's the same thing with being likable. If you start messing around with timing and having a lack of discipline, they're not going to look up to you. They're not going to respect you. They're not going to like you. They might keep coming to you because they're not that asked about timing and their timing's bad themselves. But you have to always be on point. I remember only once I've actually turned up like completely late to work. I think by about half an hour because that was once. That was one time. I remember one time, two lads, they were in high school as well. They come one morning and I forgot. They were both waiting outside and my dad rang me. He was like, yo, there's two people here. One time in my life, and I think that was at the very beginning, like 6 years ago as well. So, no, maybe about 5 years ago. Now, reviews. Constantly keep on top of your reviews. As soon as you provide one service, you make sure you ask them to leave a review somewhere. If it's not on Google, if you don't have a Google account yet, or your business isn't on Google locations yet, tell them to message you a review, screenshot it, and keep that saved. Every single person, and then maybe make an Instagram highlights of reviews, anything. Maybe just post it straight on your story. Maybe make a full post about it, a review. And it'll put faith in other people. But you have to constantly keep on top of it. You have to. And the more reviews you have, the more, the more orders you'll get. It's obvious. Now, to make a business work, competition does not matter. It doesn't matter if you're playing a different league. Truly, you have no competition if you're in your own league of madness. Now, if you're open more hours when your competition's closed, when people are in need of whatever service it is, they will come to you. They will message someone, what barbers is open now, for example, or where can I get flowers now? And if as many people as possible know, especially if you're leaving your reviews, doing your business cards, giving them out, for everything, posting on social media daily, people will find out that you are providing that service at night. And slowly, people will start finding out and they'll start coming. So open late hours and working all the time, non-stop, especially at the start of your business, is something you have to do. Do you want it to work or not, mate? People think leaving a 9 to 5 is the goal, but they don't realise that leaving a 9 to 5, they're just going to end up in like a 12 to 12. Do you get me? A 9 to 9. You end up putting more hours in when you have your own business and you're self-employed. Yeah, it has its negative, but it has its more positives where you're not getting asked to stay off your phone. You're not having to ask when you're allowed to go to the toilet. Things like this. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. Open more hours. Put that graft in. That's how I started off. No other barber was working 12-hour shifts late at night, early morning, doing emergency trims for normal prices, no ridiculous prices. Again, pride. Making sure you're charging decent prices at the beginning and you're not thinking about the money. Don't think about the money too much at the beginning, right? Don't think about the money too much. Sort people out and they will refer you to others. Now, have you created your business card yet? If you need help with creating your business card, hit me up on Instagram, AdamK_the mentor. I'll help you out. I created all my logos myself. I can get rid of this now. I created my logos myself. Right? Even the florist one. When I had the barbering business, I think I changed my logo about a good 3 times, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At least I had some sort of business card to give to people, or even if you have to do leaflets, even if you have to do it yourself. Make sure you're handing them out everywhere you go. Just go up to someone, oh, here you go, mate. You see someone in a nice car with the window down, parked up in Aldi. Here you are, mate. It has to be done. It has to be done. And that is what it takes to keep a business going. Yeah, and keep it afloat. Keep the reviews going. Keep the business cards going. No matter, even if you get busy. We're busy now, and I still think to myself, ooh, right, we've not done leaflets on this street, and I'll write it down and I'll make sure I go to that street one day and get it done, and it'll be sat on my mind for ages. And that's how you get referred to others. Referrals, everything. You can't quit. Just do not quit. You have to find a way to make it work. And it actually isn't that hard. Make sure that's as long as you're in something that you actually care about. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, lads, that's enough for me. I don't want to do videos longer than 20 minutes. I'm not sure how long this has been. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. I think the next video I'm going to do something a bit different. It won't be a teaching and it won't be about business. I think I'm going to do something different. Stay tuned, subscribe, and nice one. Oh, and good luck in your business if you ever start one or if you've started one.